D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished Titans season 3, episode 10. And I just want to say I'm having a bad day today, so I'm going to try not to take it out on this episode because this was my least favorite episode of this season. They made a lot of choices in this episode that I did not care for. And I understand that it's an alternate universe. This is not Earth Prime, or Earth Prime, I mean, or even Earth One, but they just made some decisions for the show that I personally didn't care for. Now, before I get into more of my thoughts and the rest of this breakdown, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine always get pushed to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. I want to say something else. I am selling merch now. So check this out. Geek What is now a clothing brand that designs unique streetwear with a geek/nerd attitude. Some of the core values of Geek What is to see the geekdom for how amazing it is, which is something I've always encouraged on this channel. Here's a look at my latest shirt that was designed by artist Patrick Walters, with my favorite design being me as a cartoon. So if you like what you see, go ahead and click on the link in the description down below. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. All right. So if you guys like that stuff, go over there and buy something. Maybe it really helps me out and I appreciate it. All right. Now let me get back into this episode. So I liked, there were things that I did like about this episode, but not enough to make me think that this is probably my least favorite episode of the season. In fact, it is my least favorite episode of the season because, like I said, so many things happened that I do not like. I didn't like them. And I'll tell you which ones I didn't like. But I'll tell you right now, as far as acting goes, these people in this show are killing it. Like, I'm telling you right now, the girl that plays Blackfire, I am loving her as Blackfire. She like brings attitude that I absolutely love. This actress, I don't know her name and I didn't write it down, but I do like her a lot. And I've said it before, I don't like her as a Titan, though. I wish she was just a bad guy. And we might get that, but I don't think we're going to get it this season, which kind of bumps me out, but we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, let me just go through and break down this thing, and I'll give you my thoughts as we go along. So it started off with Dick in this little thing, and I'm not sure what's going on here with this. He's having like a flashback from last episode where he got shot or whatnot, and the thing changed to the bat signal, and I'm all like, is he going to become Batman? Because I don't want Dick to become Batman in this show. That's not what I want. It's called Titans. He just became Nightwing and now he's going to be Batman. I don't think that makes any sense. And I don't want that. So please don't do that show. Okay, so then we go to the precinct, and they're talking to some people and everything, and talking about the Scarecrow's fear serum getting into the water. And they're talking to people. This woman says it's gotten in, about I think she said 6,000 people have probably already drank it. And I can't remember how many. I think they said they have, I'll say 2 million people in the city. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember all the numbers. But they're basically like, she's like, we need to shut off the water. They're like, you're shutting off the water to 5 million people. I'm just going to throw out numbers because I don't remember all the numbers. He's like, for 5 days, you can't have families go without water for 5 days. And she's like, listen, if we don't do this now, the whole city's going to be under control, this fear toxin or whatever. And they're like, what do we tell the mayor? And just tell them, like, we're trying to do what we can, yada, yada, yada. So they do decide to shut off the water, but Dick comes in and she's all like, I don't know what to do and everything. And he's all like, I'm sorry, all this stuff is happening. They shut down the water. They're bringing in the National Guard or the army or whatnot, but they're not bringing in to help. They're bringing in to lock down the city. No one in or out. So then Scarecrow and Red Hood, he gets this car and everything, and Red Hood leans up against. He's like, "Don't disrespect a classic or whatever." And I'm all like, "Get out of here with that nonsense! Like, what are you talking about?" Now Scarecrow's into cars. What's going on here? I don't mind this Scarecrow, but I really do wish that he would wear the mask and everything. That's my problem with some of the villains in this show is I do wish they would wear their classic costumes, because like they had Gizmo in the first episode and they had, what was her name, like Shrapnel or something, I can't remember her name, the lady with the pink hair from last season, and their costumes were more comic book accurate than some of the other villains, like Scarecrow. Anyways, so he's mad. Tim is mad, not Tim. This Robin, Red Hood's mad. Sorry, not Tim Drake. What is his name? I can't remember now. I'm trying so hard. There's too many Robins. Anyways, so he's mad because Scarecrow, he feels like Scarecrow kind of lied to him. He's like, listen, it's all gonna work out. Just watch. And he's like, watch the video. And so he sets up this video. This video goes on everybody's phone. It goes on all the TV screens because now Scarecrow's a computer tech guy or whatnot. It's a little bit annoying, but it's fine. It's fine. And everybody gets this video, and it shows that the Titans, how Dick Grayson poured the fear toxin into the water. And he's like, he wants you to suffer and everything. He's like, but there is a hero. The hero is Red Hood and everything. And so he's like, I'm going to go underground, and everything. So then back at the manor, Beast Boy is reading about the Lazarus Pit. I'm not quite sure how that's going to play into the rest of this season. We saw the Lazarus Pit. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it either. There's obviously a Lazarus Pit in Gotham, but I don't know if they'll do like how they did in the comic books, where if you use the Lazarus Pit once, it's done for. You can't ever use it again. You can only use it once, and then that's it. But then Starfire comes and she's like, hey, we got to go. Then we got Donna. She's trying to come to the city, but this taxi driver's all like, hey, this is as far as I can take you. You got to walk the rest of the way because the National Guard is not letting anybody in or out. So then back at the Batcave, Dick is leading the Titans into, try to help the city. But the people are, hallucinating. The ones that are hallucinating that drink the water, they're foaming at the mouth. And they're like, who can we tell the bad guys are? And she's all like, stay down. They're trying to help out. But then civilians are all like, you guys, you poison the water. You're helping Nightwing. You're his gang. And Beast Boy's like, we're not really gang. We're more like roommates. And then this guy right here is like, he's like, get the fuck out of here and everything. And they're all like, all right, let's just go and everything. He's like, so then they start to leave, and he's all like, yeah, you better get the fuck out of here. And Blackfire, she turns around and gives him the look. I was like, oh, don't mess with her. She'll come back and smack you. She'll smack you, dude. And they back off real quick and everything. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. Like, she's got powers now and everything. So they leave and everything. And then Donna, she senses this lady, and they start fighting or whatnot. She's like, I followed you for 10 minutes before you knew I was here. I'm here to test you to see who came back. And she's like, fine, we'll test you right here. And she's in the testing ground, and I'm all like, what's going on here with this nonsense? But it's not, listen, I don't hate that they did this, and I get why they did this because of budget, but at the same time, I just go, like, come on. And the Amazons in this show are very, I don't know, weird. They're not my Amazons. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't hate them, but I don't know what's going on here. Okay. So anyways, with the Amazons, it's so weird. Can't Wonder Woman show up? I mean, we got Bruce Wayne. Can we get Clark Kent in here? I really wish they would bring him in, or Lex Luthor. Anyways. Okay. So she's in here, and she's basically just going to test her. So then they're trying to figure out what's going on in Gotham at the GCPD. And this guy comes in. I don't know his name. And he's all like, two cops were ambushed. They went to a domestic call. The husband was kind of freaking out. It was the wife that drank the water. She shoots both of them. One's in critical condition. The other one's on the, in getting surgery done. And he ends up dying before this conversation ends. She's like, please just let them know that we've got this. We're going to make it through this and everything. He's like, they feel more comfortable if they heard it from you. And she's all like, they will, but just right now I need them to hear it from you and everything. So then back at the woods, Donna, she's being tested. I like this little arrow firing thing. She's being tested and everything. Oh, I didn't get this. She gets a sword. That was pretty cool. And the streets of Gotham are like, empty / kind of weird. So then at this bar, Commissioner Gordon, she is sitting there. Barbara, she's sitting there, and Dick comes in. And they sit down, and he's decided he's going to turn himself in. He's going to make the GCPD look good. So then that way, she can save face in front of the public, which is, I thought it was a good idea. It's just, other people have plans. So then back at the thing, Scarecrow's all like, oh, this is a work of art, what I've done to this city or whatnot. I can't remember exactly what he says. And Red Hood's all like, this is nonsense. Why are we even doing this? He's all like, legacy. Your legacy is going to be the Red Hood. And the Red Hood will be the last. If Gotham was a book, Red Hood would be the last chapter and Batman's just a blip. You're the legacy of Gotham kind of thing. And then he hands him a bag and he's like, go do your thing. And he calls this girl Molly, I think her name was, and he's talking to her and he's all like, I just need you to not, I need something like, I need you to not be afraid of me or whatnot and still believe that I'm a good person kind of thing. And me personally, I'm all like, nah, that ship has sailed. Like there's no coming back for you, in my opinion. If I was a Titan, I'd be all like, if you guys bring him back, I'm leaving. Cause I'm not going to be on a team with this guy. He's ruined it for me as far as that goes. And yada, yada, yada. So then he's got the thing. And then back at the thing, he's like, we're going to turn ourselves in and we're going to post bail and we're just going to leave. So it's kind of like a walk in and walk out. In fact, Beast Boy says something along the lines later. So then back at the woods, they're fighting and everything. Oh, I didn't get the log. She throws a log at her and she cuts it in half. That was pretty cool. But she ends up defeating her. And she's all like, I needed to know who came back. You're afraid of yourself and we need to make sure that you're okay. And she's like, you're the best of both. You're half Amazon, half human. You're the best of us because you're of both worlds. She's lying because Wonder Woman is the best of them, but whatever, it's fine. And so then she's like, your training is done. And she puts her back in the real world. And she starts walking towards Gotham. Then these police officers are at this little club and Red Hood shows up and gives them money. He's all like, you know what you need to do. Say my name. He's like, Red Hood and everything. Yeah, that's right. Say my name. And so they're driving on the way and Blackfire's all like, on my planet, it's called the Pit. And it's so dark, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. And Beast Boy's like, that's not how it is here. Or no, Superboy's like, that's not how it is here, right? And Beast Boy's all like, yeah, we're just gonna walk in and walk out. So they get there and they walk in, and I mean, you could tell right off the bat something was going on, but he's like, it's just for show. They need to, show kind of force, Well, Barbara was betrayed by that dude because money. And so they start, fighting with them. He pulls a gun. Blackfire gets shot in the gut and everything. He gets mad. I don't like them as a couple. I'm like, I don't mind it, but it all goes back to, I don't like Blackfire on the team as a Titan. I wish he was just a villain, but I'm fine with them as a couple because they've done that. And this is an alternate universe or whatnot. But I want Blackfire as a villain, and I want Dick and Starfighter get together so bad. Anyways, so they start fighting. Beast Boy they have let me down with Beast Boy in this show. Like that's just fact. Okay. Because first off, he got green and he turned into a tiger. This is the first time he's turned into an animal this season. And I'm all like, listen, you guys start spending the money. Okay. Marvel is spending the money with their DC, with their shows. Start spending the money on this show because you got something good here. And, Daddy needs more Beast Boy becoming animals. Anyways, he becomes a tiger, but he gets shot with a tranquilizer dart. Of course he did. And he takes off. So then they're fighting and he pulls a gun and Barbara's like, put down your weapon. Well, she ends up shooting this guy. And then the Titans end up escaping. And Blackfire and Starfire go into this church. She's like, I'm going to try something. She tries to heal her. But then Blackfire she steals her powers. And she's like, so she now has her powers. And she's like, you stole my powers. This is one thing I don't like. I don't like that A, Blackfire doesn't have powers automatically. And B, that Starfire has now lost her powers. What is that nonsense? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I really wish they wouldn't have done that. So now she's like, was this your whole plan all along to steal my powers? Get close to me so you could steal my powers. You tried to steal them before on Tamarin, and now you've succeeded. And she's like, what do I have to do to get you to trust me? Which I kind of liked that also. And she's all like, and then she goes to leave and she's like, you're going to go and help them, and she's all like, yeah. She's like, they're my family. And she's like, I'm your family and everything. And she's all like, something about like being family is more than just blood, but she didn't say that. I can't remember. And so she's all like, Blackfire goes to leave, and she's all like, where are you going? And she's all like, just like you, I still have unfinished business kind of thing. So I don't like that they did this. I really don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. But hopefully, because Starfire, if Starfire needs to have her powers, or what's the point, But she's a good fighter, big whoop. And I do like Anna Diop in this role. She does a good job too. All the actors do a good job on this show. Some of the choices they make with the characters, I don't care for. So anyway, so she's back at the thing. Ronnie walks in and she's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I have to do this. And she's like, I'm going to need your badge and gun. She gives her stuff and she's like, you're under arrest. So then we go through this little montage of crap going down in the city, people looting and everything, very Antifa-like. And this woman flips off a picture. So stupid. I hate when they do that in shows. I'm never in public and I see something that I don't like and I'm all like, oh, and just flipping it off. Like, what is that? So then back at the border, these two guys, which they really spent the money on this highway crossing. So they stop Donna and they're like, you're going to have to turn back if you don't have ID. You can't just come into the city. And she's all like, yes, I can. They try to shoot her with a taser, point a gun at her. She bends the thing. And she's like, that's what I thought. I'm going into the city. And she goes into the city and that's where they end her story. Beast Boy wakes up and Raven comes in and he's like, am I imagining you or you were for real? And she's like, you're for real. I sensed you and everything. And so she goes to look out at the city and, so does he or whatnot. Superboy and Nightwing are in this little place and he's all like, we need to stay low for a while. And he looks out onto the city, collapsing. Back at Wayne Manor, Dr. Crane and Red Hood show up. I don't like this either, but it's like I'm waiting to see where they go with the show because I have faith that they'll maybe season 2. I was all like, I have faith. And then they let me down that last episode. You know what I'm talking about if you saw it. Because Donnie even got shot with the taser with the electricity. And she's like, been there, done that. And I'm like, yeah, you should not have died from that. That's insane. But anyways, so they're sitting there. He's like, why don't we celebrate with spirits? But first, we're going to take care of something. And they take down the picture of the Wayne family and he's going to cut it. And he's like, here, you do the honors. And he's seeing all these flashbacks of him being like, I'm proud of you, son. I don't want you to be Robin anymore. And he starts stabbing it. And it's like, we already said and done this. We've already done this portion of the program. What's going on here? And then Dr. Crane's like, welcome to Crane Manor. And that's where they end the episode. And I don't, hold on, I want to just get a good shot or whatnot of something. So I don't mind that they ended it like that. We'll just do Donna. There we go. I don't mind that they ended with that, but there's some choices that they make. Like, I don't like this thing of they're basically doing No Man's Land from the comic books. And we've already seen that storyline done a million times. And we don't need to see it every other day with these DC shows. We saw it in The Dark Knight. We kind of saw it in Arrow. We saw it in Gotham. And it's like, this story has been said and done plenty of times, you guys. How about we stop doing that? So that's one of my complaints. My other complaint is that they took Starfire's powers. Like, that's nonsense. Nobody wanted that. So I also have a problem that they don't give Beast Boy his powers. And I mean, like, really give him his powers. So like I said before, I have problems, but it's not enough to where I hate the show. I just really wish that they would have done it better. You know what I'm saying? So that is my breakdown and review of the show. And like I said, this episode, I didn't hate it. And I'm sorry if I trashed on it too much for you. But like I said, I'm having a little bit of a bad day and everything. I don't want to take it out on the show. But this episode, like, I really was disappointed in certain choices that they made. So that's my breakdown and review of this episode. I am going to wait for next week to see what they do. I hope that they give Starfire her powers back next episode, or at least by the end of the season. I hope Blackfire becomes the bad guy for next season, or at least a villain of some sort. And I hope they bring in some other DC characters, like they did with Bruce Wayne. But we'll see. All right. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Check out my merch store and everything. And I will see you guys next week on my breakdown and review of Titans. You guys have a good week. Bye.